Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm using my Counterfeit Kit Challenge, which also uses my How to Kill a Kit with Style today and the May I Scraplift You. And this is Helen Ding's layout that I chose, and she's scrapping with Helen on YouTube and Instagram, and I'll have her information linked below. And I'm going to use this picture of my daughter, and I'm just showing you some of the stuff that I have left in. So the first little bit was the kit that I had that was Simple Stories, and I have just those tiny bit of scraps left. And then this is the My Favorite Summer that I had from Echo Park, and I do not have a full piece of paper left. Lots of bits and pieces, but not a full one. So I am still going to use this, and I am going to, instead of using triangles, I'm going to use these hexagons because I love me a good hexagon, and this is probably my best used die set, I think. This one is from Hip Kit Club, and I think this one and the circles, that has like a stitched edge on it, is definitely one of my best used ones. So I'm going to pick out 4 different sizes of hexagons for the dies, and not the biggest ones, some of the smaller medium-sized ones. And then I'm going to do 2 hexagons out of this paper. I'm going to do 2 out of the orange, and then 2 out of that sun. So I'm going to pull out my big kick, because that's how old that one is, and then run it through. And so on Helen's, from what you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexagons. So I'm going to work with 7 hexagons, or she's got 7 triangles. I'm going to use 7 hexagons. Man, brain. And then I am not being precious about this. I'm just cutting around it and all good. Even less of that paper left. And I thought those would be cute for my kiddo riding her bike. And then this one, I'm just going to cut out this 4x6 card, because those other cards I totally can use. And then this is the orange. And so I'm going to cut those. And I am trying to pay attention to orientation of my hexagons today so that I don't mess up like I did last week. And then all of this is scrap. I'm going to put these away right away. And I do use the art bin magnet sheets with the art bin for this. I'm going to have to get myself another one, but I really like how it contains everything. And then Helen's picture is pretty small, so I'm cutting mine to be small, and I was thinking about backing it in on that yellow one, but I cut it quite a bit smaller than what I was thinking I was going to cut it. And so it's 2.5 by 3, I think. And I'm just going to mat it with a whole bunch of scraps. Helen's got lots of layers on hers, and I think she used some scraps to do some of her layers as well. So that works out okay. That was the back side of one of those papers I just used. And then I decided I do want some yellow, but I'm going to use this yellow instead, because I've got a little bit left there. And then I'm just trying to decide what else I want. And so I'm going to use this one with the grid, and I'm going to cut it out so you mostly just see the pink and the red. And then I think it needs one more layer. So I'm going to go with this dark blue, mostly because I think that's going to make it pop off my page with just that plain white background with a little bit of splatter. Because that's what she's got, is a little bit of splatter. And I did not watch her layout process before this, but I have seen it since I made my layout, because I will have her layout linked below for her video. But yeah, she's got hers are using a stitching template right on the white cardstock, and then she uses her inks like watercolors and colors them in, which is super cool. And then her stitching is literally right on her layout for her white cardstock. So there's the only pattern paper on hers is around her photo, so which is kind of cool. Mine, I'm using pattern paper as my hexagons, and with I have used the stitching holes that are supposed to mimic like some texture and some faux stitching. I've stitched through them. You just have to go pretty slow and pay attention to your orientation of your needle to be able to stitch these. But yeah, I am not going to show you all the stitching on camera because most of it I do off camera, but the rainbow pattern paper is going to get this navy, and then the suns get an orange, and then the orange polka dot gets red, and then those ones are all done. The large, just 2 hexagons have a double thread that I used, which I probably wouldn't do that again if I was to redo this layout, but that's what I did. And then there's a little bit of foam on the Fun in the Sun as my title. And then just getting that down as a block. And then I did plan out where the stitching was going to be before I did it. So there's ones where you see the whole hexagon, like this one that I'm doing right now on screen, and I'm just doing a basic back stitch, so in and out, up and down and done and done. So fairly easy. And then all of them are done this way, and then I just mapped out where it was going to overlap the picture or different hexagons, so I didn't have to waste thread, because that just made sense to me. And then this is fossilized amber, and so Helen does have ink splatter on hers, so I decided to do just a little bit of gold glitter because it's sunshine, so I thought, why not? And then this one is going to go down a little bit lower than her top one is, so that I'm not overlapping that one, but I thought it worked. This is kind of where her smaller or smallest triangle is, but I thought that worked okay. And a little more splatter, and then I'm going to pull a couple things off. So that says happy, and this one says fun. It's not going to stay there, but I tried it there to start with. This summer is going to nestle on these 2 lower ones, and I think that's pretty cute. And then I'm just looking at some other stickers. This says hello sweet summertime, I think. Well, I'm not going to use that one. It would have worked actually really well across the photo, but that's okay. This one says sun, so that one says happy sun, which I thought was kind of cute. And then I am looking in what I have left for ephemera, which is mostly wordy bits. You get lots of wordy bits for like sayings and stuff. And then this one says fun, so that says summer fun, and the top one there says summer fun. And yes, I have 2 summer funs there, but I also have fun in the sun and then happy sun, so I thought it worked. And whatever, do I have to be non-repetitive? Nope, I can totally repeat and not a big deal. And then dollar store gems, and I'm just going to sprinkle around the green ones because there's a little bit of green on this page, but I didn't do any big time green stuff, so I thought that would work. And then just a little sparkle. And I decided it needed just a hint of an edge to it. I didn't want to do a doodly border. Helen does not have anything on her end of her white, but I just wanted the tiniest bit of black on that edge. And then close-ups, so you can see my messy stitching. Those ones that are doubled up are really, really chunky. So there we go. There will be a playlist for how to kill a kit with style, and I think I've killed this one pretty good so far. There is also a playlist for May I Scraplift You. Both linked below. I'll also have Helen and her channel and this layout that I scraplifted from her linked below too. I really appreciate you being here. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please like and comment. That really helps me out with my channel and getting it out there. Thank you so much again, and have yourself a wonderful day.